I know there are probably more than one of us who are hoping that we'll wake up tomorrow morning and read the headlines to find out that Sutep Tsuban, the leader of the PDRC that's made so much trouble from November to this month now here, May of 2014. We hope that he's in jail and waiting sentencing for treason. However, in Thailand, nothing is ever that simple. One of the reasons that is so is because the same reason that criminals come here to Thailand is because the law is so lax, it's very seldom applied, and even if it is applied, it can usually be circumvented by money, power, influence, cajoling, being friends with somebody, cronyism, relationships, and so on. So really, in effect, the law in Thailand has never really mattered from day one. So now what we have here is a problem with Thai culture clashing with reality. And that is one thing that Thai culture has never been able to deal with is reality. And it seems that those that inculcate this culture have taken the Buddhism principles of illusion and created an entire country, an entire legal process, an entire culture of illusion where nothing substantial really matters, and what matters is that lacks substance. So this we'll turn this around to the subject of corruption because that's a hot one at the moment. We've got the ousted Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, who was overthrown in a illegal coup by the military in 2006, sitting over in Dubai or traveling to London, wherever he is right now, with an American lawyer, Robert Amsterdam, who many conservative, loyalist, royalist Thais hate in the extreme because they consider him a lackey of Thaksin, which one can make that argument probably quite well in a lot of aspects, but on the other, he's Thaksin's lawyer and he's paid to represent Thaksin and to, in a sense, do his bidding. But Robert Amsterdam himself is not a fool or an idiot. He has recently summed up the situation here in Thailand in that those who continue to be part of the ruling elite and the inculcated elite and inculcated loyalists that surround and support that elite, they are all now have seemed to have formed a bridgehead, and a pretty good one, against any grassroots development of really applying principles of democracy here in Thailand. Part of this issue here of democracy in the country relates directly to Thaksin insofar as, in my view, what he did, what Thaksin did, was gave many Thais the idea that they could think for themselves, develop their own opinion, and have a right to their opinion. And what we've got, this powerful bridgehead against that concept, against that democratic idea, is this coalition of those who surround the royal household in many ways, the military, very powerful political and financial interests here in Thailand. All of them have banded together, partly in fear, partly in complete hatred, at something that they see that's going to cause great changes to this country. They'd rather keep this nation the same status as it's always been, like a Thai opera, a soap opera, where everybody says the polite ka and clap, clap all the time, smiling at each other, but then, even on TV, are mean with each other. So they want a pretend society. And what Thaksin did, probably inadvertently, is to show Thais, many of them, that a pretend society is no longer any good for the country, and in fact has never been. So Thaksin and his supporters have probably done Thailand a great favor in at least waking up to the idea that people could think for themselves and be self-empowered. On the other hand, corruption, willingness to commit mass murders or to order them killed, these are shadows hanging over the Thaksin administration and the actions of his followers and supporters. So you've got a very negative aspect of looking at Thaksin that way. But what we're talking about here is that this divisiveness that you see in Thailand now isn't necessarily a destructive thing. It's very constructive because it gives people the internal awareness that they need, that they can figure things out for themselves, and that they need to demand, they need, unfortunately, to fight for the right to be able to speak freely without fear of imprisonment. But unless Thailand can get rid of its criminal defamation laws, and in particular Article 112, the so-called lèse majesté law, then nothing will really be gained in this country. If we can get rid of those laws, and in the interim, prior perhaps to getting rid of them, to repeal them, whatever it takes, but prior to that, if we can at least lessen the imprisonment, even possibly convert it to a community service at the worst. But instead, we've got bailless investigations where people are kept in prison for months without any right to bail. Yes, they have a right to seek bail, but the establishment here, the same one that's created this beachhead against democracy, will never, ever let them go. Not under these circumstances. So this is one of the things that is a little bit shaky right now here in Thailand to try to understand Thai culture and see where it's going. But a few thoughts for you to put in your pipe and smoke tonight. And we'll see you again soon on the air.